You know that feeling when you watch Chelsea beat Barcelona 3-0?
Видели на этом фланге чудес, отостывал, может быть сейчас, убирает мяч и забивает, и забивает!
Go toe-to-toe with Arsenal with just 10 men.
Его выход здесь был абсолютно нетребуемым.
Первый угловой Челси, мяч в сетке! Мяч в сетке, Тревор Чалоба забивает Арсенал.
And then think they're finally ready to challenge for the title. And then boom, they lose 3-1 to a struggling Leeds United side sitting in 19th place. Yeah, that's the Chelsea rollercoaster right there. And honestly, it's enough to make any Blues fan pull their hair out. Welcome back, Chelsea fans. Before we dive deep into this topic, where in the world are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to stay updated with all things Chelsea. Now, let's get into it. Look, Chelsea have got a massive squad packed with talent, and on their day, they can absolutely demolish anybody. But here's the brutal truth nobody wants to hear. Beneath all that quality, there are some serious problems that keep coming back to haunt them. Let me break down what's really going wrong with this Chelsea team, player by player, position by position. First things first, let's talk about what looks good on paper but falls apart on the pitch. Chelsea's squad depth. Yeah, I said it. People look at Chelsea's roster and think they've got options for days, but the reality is completely different. Having loads of players doesn't mean you have quality depth, and Chelsea are learning this the hard way. Take the defence, for example. When Levi Colwill went down with his injury, Chelsea's backline turned into an absolute shambles. Sure, they've got Trevor Chalobah and Wesley Fofana who can put in decent performances sometimes, but the backups, Benoit Badiashile and especially Tosin Adarabioyo, have been nowhere near good enough for a club with Chelsea's ambitions. Think about it this way. Arsenal have got William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes as their main partnership, right? Two of the best centre-backs in the world. And their backups, solid, reliable defenders who can step in without the whole system falling apart. That's what real squad depth looks like. Chelsea, they're miles away from that standard. And it's not just central defence either. At left-back, they've got Jorel Hato, who's been massively disappointing and way beneath Marc Cucurella's level. The Dutch player doesn't even get selected most of the time because Enzo Maresca knows he's nowhere close to being ready to fill in. Only Malo Gusto sometimes delivers decent performances when Reece James is out at right back. This means Chelsea desperately need to sign quality central defenders if they want to compete for titles. Now, let's get into the individual problems, because trust me, every single player in this squad has got something holding them back. The defensive nightmares. Tosin Adarabioyo has been absolutely shocking this season. There's no other way to put it. The free signing from Fulham was supposed to add experience and stability to the backline, but instead, he's given Chelsea fans nightmares. Against Leeds, his mistake directly led to their third goal, killing any hope of a comeback. When you're getting paid to defend and you can't even do the basics right, that's a massive problem. He's been caught out of position too many times, his passing under pressure is terrible, and his decision making in crucial moments has cost Chelsea points. Malo Gusto's been a solid backup for Reece James, no doubt about that. He works hard, he's committed, and he gives everything for the shirt. But here's his issue. He's too raw and lacks the attacking threat you need from a modern fullback. On the defensive side, yeah, Gusto does well enough, but going forward, he doesn't offer nearly enough. In today's game, your fullbacks need to be creating chances, whipping in crosses, contributing goals and assists. Gusto's just not there yet, and that limits what Chelsea can do when he's playing. Wesley Fofana is a tale of what could have been. When this guy is fit, he's genuinely world class. His performance levels when he's on the pitch are excellent, and you can see why Chelsea paid big money for him. But injuries, man, injuries are absolutely destroying his Chelsea career. He can't stay fit for more than a few weeks at a time, and when you're constantly in the treatment room, you can't build any rhythm or consistency. It's frustrating for everyone involved. Reece James is basically the same story as Fofana, but somehow even more painful because we all know just how incredible he is. When he's fit and firing, James is unplayable. He's probably the best right back in world football, and now he's even showing he can dominate in midfield too. But what's the point of being the best if you're always injured? He needs to figure out how to stay healthy because Chelsea desperately need him on that pitch every week, not every few months. Trevor Chalobah is better than most of Chelsea's other centre-backs, no question, but consistency is his massive problem. He'll give you 3 brilliant performances where he looks like a top defender, and then the next game, you're scratching your head wondering what happened. Against Barcelona in the Champions League, he was solid. Against Arsenal, he even scored. But then there are games where his concentration drops, his positioning is off, and suddenly you've got problems at the back. The goalkeeper dilemma. Robert Sanchez is having a much better season this time around, and fair play to him. Last season was rough with all those costly mistakes, but this year he's genuinely improved. He's probably been one of the better goalkeepers in the Premier League right now, making crucial saves and helping Chelsea win big matches. He even won the Golden Glove at the Club World Cup after some massive performances. But here's the thing that keeps Chelsea fans nervous. There's always that fear that a mistake is coming. You're watching the game, he makes 3 brilliant saves, and then suddenly he does something crazy and gives the opposition a goal. It's like he's got incredible reflexes and shot-stopping ability, but under pressure, especially in crucial moments, he can absolutely crumble. That's not what you want from a title-winning goalkeeper. The midfield issues. Moises Caicedo has been phenomenal this season. He's genuinely the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League right now, the king of tackles and interceptions. When he's on the pitch, Chelsea's midfield is completely different. He breaks up play, he covers ground, he protects the defence like nobody else can. But his big problem? He gets too aggressive and picks up stupid red cards. Look at what happened against Arsenal. Chelsea were actually dominating that match, and then Caicedo goes in with a reckless tackle on Mikel Merino, studs up and gets sent off. That's a 3-match ban for serious foul play, missing games against Leeds, Bournemouth and Everton. His absence against Leeds was absolutely massive, and you could see how much Chelsea missed him. When you're that important to the team, you can't afford to lose your head like that. Here's a question for you. Do you think Moises Caicedo needs to calm down his aggressive style, or is that intensity exactly what makes him so effective? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Enzo Fernandez is a different type of midfielder. Creative, with an eye for goal, loves crashing into the box and creating chances, but he's weak physically. He can't control the midfield and dominate games like Caicedo can. Against physical opponents, he gets pushed around way too easily. For the money Chelsea paid over £100 million, you'd expect someone who can do both the defensive and attacking work, but Enzo's just not that player. Andre Santos is talented, aggressive, and can definitely defend. The young Brazilian has got potential written all over him, but he's wildly inconsistent and nowhere near ready to control a midfield like Caicedo does. One game he looks brilliant, the next he's completely lost. That's the problem with young players, they're unreliable when you need them most. Romeo Lavia is the most frustrating case in Chelsea's entire squad. On paper, this guy can do everything. He can control the tempo, pass, tackle, defend, dictate games. He's the complete midfielder. But injuries have absolutely wrecked him. He hasn't even played a full 90 minutes since joining Chelsea back in 2023. How can you build around a player who's always in the physio room? It's heartbreaking because when you watch him in training clips, you can see the quality is there. The attack problems. Pedro Neto is a workhorse who gives everything. His work rate is incredible, he's got pace to burn, can dribble decently, and he actually helps out in defence by tracking back. But he's way too predictable, and he struggles badly to score goals. Defenders have figured him out, they know what he's going to do before he does it. For a winger at a top club, that's a major issue. You need unpredictability and goals. Neto's providing neither consistently enough. Alejandro Garnacho came from Manchester United for £40 million this past season. He's very fast, average at dribbles and skills, and can definitely shoot. But his biggest problem? He's too lazy and doesn't defend well. In Maresca's system, everyone needs to work hard without the ball. When Garnacho doesn't fancy tracking back, it throws the whole team balance off. Talent alone isn't enough at this level. Estevao is one of the most exciting young players in world football right now. At just 18 years old, he's already showing incredible quality and has been one of Chelsea's best performers this season. His goal against Barcelona was absolutely world class, but he's still very young and massively inconsistent. Some games he looks like the next Brazilian superstar, other games he goes completely missing. That's natural for an 18-year-old, but it means Chelsea can't always rely on him when it matters most. Liam Delap is physically strong and tough, which is exactly what Chelsea needed, but his positioning is all over the place, and honestly, he's been pretty poor for Chelsea this season. He came in with high hopes, but hasn't delivered anywhere near what was expected. For a striker, positioning is everything. If you're constantly in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're useless no matter how strong you are. Joao Pedro is a weird one because nobody really knows what his best position is. He's not a striker, he's not really a good number 10, he just floats around without a definitive role. Jack of all trades, master of none. He started well for Chelsea in the Club World Cup, looking lively and creating chances, but he's completely run out of steam and form recently. When you don't have a clear position, it's hard to build consistency. Marc Guiu is energetic, fast, pacey, and plays like an old-fashioned striker. He can hold the ball up, link play, and press like an absolute monster. The problem? He's very raw, only 18 years old, and wildly inconsistent. Some matches he looks like he could be Chelsea's future number 9, other matches he looks completely out of his depth. That's the reality of developing young strikers. Jamie Gittins is another promising young talent, but he's so inconsistent and indecisive on the ball. He'll beat his man, get into a dangerous position, and then make the wrong decision at the crucial moment. Is it a pass? Is it a shot? Is it a dribble? By the time he decides, the chance is gone. For someone with his talent, that decision-making needs to improve drastically. What about the forwards? Who do you think has been Chelsea's most disappointing attacking player this season? Drop your answer below. And finally, we need to talk about Enzo Maresca. The boss himself has got a consistency problem. His rotation policy is all over the place. One week he beats Barcelona 3-0 with a brilliant tactical performance. The next week he gets a credible 1-1 draw with 10 men against Arsenal, showing great character and organisation. And then what happens? He loses 3-1 to 19th place Leeds United. That Leeds result was absolutely embarrassing. After looking like genuine title contenders with those performances against Barcelona and Arsenal, Chelsea went to Ellen Road and completely fell apart. The team selection was questionable, the tactics didn't work, and Moises Caicedo's suspension showed just how thin the squad really is when you dig beneath the surface. Maresca needs to figure out his best 11 and stick with it more often. Yes, rotation is important with the fixture schedule being crazy, but when you're changing too much, players never build understanding and rhythm. That's when you get performances like the Leeds disaster. The hard truth. Here's what it all comes down to. Chelsea have the potential to be absolutely brilliant. When everything clicks, when the players are fit, when the tactics work, they can beat anybody in Europe. We've seen it this season against Barcelona, against Arsenal, in the Club World Cup, but potential means nothing if you can't be consistent. And right now, Chelsea's problems are holding them back from being true title challengers. Injury-prone stars like James Fofana and Lavia, inconsistent performers like Chalobah, Estevao and Gittins, players with clear weaknesses like Gusto, Neto and Tosin, and a manager who's still learning how to manage a squad this big with expectations this high. The squad depth that looks impressive on paper is actually paper thin when you need it. The defensive backups aren't good enough. The midfield options can't replace Caicedo properly. The young attackers are too raw and inconsistent. If Chelsea want to seriously challenge for the Premier League title, they need to fix these problems. They need genuine quality depth, not just bodies. They need their injury-prone stars to stay healthy for more than a few weeks. They need consistency from their managers' tactics and team selection. And they need players to eliminate the weaknesses from their games. Right now, They're stuck in this frustrating cycle of looking brilliant one week and terrible the next. Beat Barcelona 3-0, then lose to Leeds 3-1. That's not championship form. That's exactly why Arsenal are sitting comfortably at the top of the table while Chelsea are left wondering what could have been. The talent is there, the potential is there, but until they fix these problems we've talked about today, Chelsea are going to keep disappointing their fans with these inconsistent performances. And that's the brutal truth about where this team is right now. What do you think Chelsea need to do most urgently? Sign better defenders, keep their stars healthy, find more consistency? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Chelsea content. Until next time, keep the blue flag flying high.